Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl in your face when you're sleeping! A beach might seem to be the kind of a place where you can enjoy peace and the quiet until some instances would say otherwise. From unbelievably insane stunts to shocking sightings, here are some of the beach moments that no one would have believed it if they were not filmed. Whale shark back ride. Instances such as this is what justifies the old saying of "this is why women live longer than men." In June 2013, Chris Christ, who was a Florida teen at the time, randomly decided to hop onto the back of a whale shark soon after it was spotted in the Gulf of Mexico off the western coast of Florida. He jumped off from the boat and hooked onto the dorsal fin as it moved and maintained his grip until the whale shark started to submerge. This so-called world's largest fish was estimated to be over 9 meters long, weighing something like 50,000 pounds as it swam past by the boat. Jaws on steroids. This is probably one good reason why you should prefer to fish within the seafood department. On March 1st, 2023, fishermen, while out their usual routine to get fish, were caught in the midst of a massive shiver of sharks that were feeding off the coast of Venice, Louisiana. According to the fishermen, they were out looking for yellowfin tuna when suddenly they found a huge pod of sharks who were in a frenzy all around their boat. With the jaws on steroids and fins flailing around the boat, the only thing that these fishermen were catching was salty water. Butchers butcher whale carcass. If its unfortunate circumstance doesn't necessarily mean that it should go to waste, at least according to these guys. After a gigantic whale carcass washed ashore somewhere on a beach in Cape Town, South Africa, these two lads decided to not let it go to waste. They showed up with machetes and all kinds of huge cutting knives and began butchering it on sight as if it were meat on a Black Friday sale. With numerous shark bites on the corpse made it much easier for the butchers to chop away huge chunks of blabber, which they disappeared with before the authorities arrived on the scene to remove the carcass. Whether they intend to eat it or use it in pharmaceuticals and health supplements. Attacked by sea lion. Bitten off more than you can chew? Sea lion chomps a hole in giant sunfish, but looks like she might struggle to finish the meal. A surprising event has been recorded under deep water, where a sea lion, being the monstrous fish, attacks a gray color, rough-textured fish named mola. The sunfish has this habit of sunbathing at the surface of the water, and it appears as if this impeccable creature just came back after sunbathing without knowing that a misfortune is waiting for her. The fatal fish chopped out a massive chunk out of the sunfish just to chum as a junk food. Man surfs on dead whale. It is pretty grateful to be alive after jumping into the river of dangers. On the boating excursion, a group of friends off the coast of Western Australia came across a dead carcass, and one of them thought it would be pretty funny to surf on it. He dispatched himself into the water to ape up on the rotting mass, but his friends got frightened and started warning him as they noticed a group of sharks whirling around the dead shark to have a luscious feast on the giant flesh. The boy swiftly came back to its boat and reported that it was a stupid decision to fall into foolhardy feat. Stranded whales rescue. A bunch of 10 45-ton sperm whales that had beached themselves in the Aceh province of Indonesian River were spotted by locals. It was a very unusual sight to experience for locals. Simultaneously, they called the rescue team, and local volunteers accommodated the Navy and other professional rescue teams to drift the whales back into the water, as beached whales can hardly survive a day or two. They need water to stay cool and hydrated. It was later reported that only 6 of these fight for survival, while the rest 4 were found dead. The cause of the huge amount of stranded whales on the beach is still unidentified. 100,000 stinging jellyfish. One must have a fearless heart and mind before choosing to go swim among 100,000 stinging jellyfish. A swimmer recorded an incredible clip while diving deep into the sea, stating that it was not easy to confront a huge number of jellyfish that may look appealing from far, but it felt like raising a hornet's nest around oneself. Sometimes they give a nasty sting, but in rare cases they are life-threatening. The reason for this enormous gathering of jellyfish is unpredictable, yet one could say that the rise in temperature of some nearest sea forced the fish to migrate collectively as they find difficulty in surviving hot waters. Giant jellyfish. Hundreds of years of growing all up to be cut up. Jellyfishes are hard to spot in the sea until and unless you come across the giant of the jellyfish world. Barrelfishes are often called dustbin lid fishes because of their ability to grow up to the size of a dustbin lid. Two adventurous fishermen, after searching upon the fact about giant jellyfish, decided to capture and research them. They allure the innocent creature with its favorite plankton and lay hold of it by splitting it with a sharp knife. The exposed creature is lying in the hands of its killer. Decaying stingray. In August 2010, a family while visiting the beach bumped into a strange sculpture lying on the muddy shore. The decomposed body may stimulate the prompt reaction to the mistreatment of marine life. Upon close examination, the creature was identified as stingray, who are popular for their ability to cover themselves into the mud to remain hidden from their potential predators. Even though the death factor is hard to find now, one can say that the suffocation caused the death, or a mighty predator gobbled up the favorite part and left the rest to decay. Super jellyfish. Fishermen always come to the surface with stunning surprises, and this time with a super jellyfish. At first glance, it looks like a pack of cartilage gathered in a structured form. Super jellyfishes usually fall into the weight of 200 pounds, so it is simply impossible to get one's hand on it without any help. But this fisherman looks experienced in catching the huge marine species with just a doodle. He carefully pulls the fish out of the water as it contains neurotoxins that can affect anything that brushes up against its tentacles. Stranded dolphins saved. A group of dolphins plan to intrude at a beach party in Brazil. The reason is yet to be detected, but one could identify them as toothed whales as they are more prone to mass beaching. It looks like one member of the dolphin family was in distress, which called out other members to follow it on the beach, resulting in mass stranding. People joined together to help the helpless and yank the dolphins back into the deep water. The remarkable sight has left the onlookers with so many lessons about teamwork and how it makes some difference. Whale sharks in rivulet. Keep some room in your heart for something unimaginable, as you guys are going to see an unseen event of the dead body of a whale shark in a rivulet near the sea. A group of little friends in Balasore, while gushing around the village, found a strange mass in a tunnel, and out of amazement, they started playing with its long tail. Later on, the villagers gathered around and found that it was a whale shark carcass lying in muddy water, blocking the tunnel somehow. They were all in awe and sorrowful about the unfortunate shark who got separated from its shiver and could not survive. Half seal escape. The killer whales know all the tricks to trap seals. As you can see, these menacing creatures created a wave by swimming around the ice platform to crack into small pieces, making it vulnerable. The second jolt that the whales created knocked the seal off the ice into the water where they could attack it. Later in the clip, it is evident that the seal managed to dodge the assassinating whales, but the danger is unavoidable, as the seal escaped with only half of its body, unable to swim and survive. Octopus enters bottle. That is indeed a very rare phenomenon that a marine is bottling up itself without any trap. An octopus of Maldivian island found an open vacant bottle on the beach and started enclosing itself in the vacuum. The more he is trying to fit into the bottle, the more he is changing its original color. This could be considered just a playful act, or could be marked as a mindful trick to camouflage from any potential predator. Just because of its soft body, it could fit into any size, and you could misinterpret it as a bottle fish. Horseshoe crab's orgy. The beach often attracts curious spectators who want to catch a glimpse of the giant crab orgy. During the spring or in early summer, a bunch of horseshoe crabs can be seen crawling towards beaches from the continental shelf to mate during full moon, and also to provide the female ones a space to lay their eggs. While mating, the smaller male crab is seen to be hooked on the larger female shells by using his specialized front claws, and together they are crawling towards the beach. As they need water to be able to reproduce, so they need sand where they are spawning to be wet. Bystanders catch jellyfish. Two men, while roaming around North Goa Beach, discover a sea jelly washed up on the shore. Either the man is unaware of the venomous stinging cell on the tentacles of the innocent-looking fish, or he is daring enough to bear any consequence that he has caught the poisonous jellyfish with his naked hands. Jellyfish normally flow with the water current, and that may be the reason that it ends up on the shore. Whatever the reason, man was not supposed to take the sea territory along with him. Chinese sea dragon. For a long period of time, dragons have been marked as extinct, but you are surely gonna give a treat to your eyes in this clip, which was recorded in Japan and showed the little floating dragon under the water. Are the dragons extinct or hiding with some underwater beings? It is difficult to identify if it is a real-life dragon or bright green lizard with high horned scales and flattened tail who are strong swimmers and have the capacity to submerge for at least 25 minutes. Crocodile that couldn't roll over. The gator took the death toll to a whole new meaning. A group of friends while boating in a river found a gator rolling in the water, either fainting or performing another trick to trap the prey. The boatman, knowing the fact that alligator rolling up on its back could have caused tonic immobility, making the gator unresponsive and limp, quickly jumps out of the boat into the water to turn over the crocodile, and serving as a savior for him. As soon as the gator survives, he quickly makes a move towards the bushes. Loch Ness Monster. Sightings such as these always challenge the narrative of dinosaur extinction. Daniel Griffey, who is a North Carolina resident, noticed this unidentifiable huge monster in January this year swimming on the surface of the water. Griffey commented that this monster resembled that of a dinosaur. Eventually, as the video went viral, many started speculating that it was from the mythical legendary Loch Ness Monster from Scottish folklore. Ron McGill is a seasoned wildlife expert from Miami Zoo, who upon getting the attention of the video, reported that it could actually be a small deformed whale that may be finding it troublesome to dive. Till date, the mystery remains yet to be solved. Whales wash ashore. By the years passing, the environmental pollution is devastating many natural habitats, and here is one of them. More than 300 whales were found dead and washed ashore in a remote inlet in Patagonia in southern Chile. It has been recorded as the largest die-off apocalyptic site to inspect upon. The dead whales are orange in color, as if somebody has brushed chili sauce on them. Or it may be turned as waste in the water that has changed their natural color. The whales have no signs of wounds and scars, so it can be estimated that they may have died because of virus infection or a red tide. Fish battle on land. A fish simply walked out of water and started to breathe air. No! They even fight an epic battle. From the clip, it is tough to judge it as a fight or kissing mud skipper. To clear your confusion, the fact is that it's the mud skipper's way to fight by pushing against each other with their mighty mouths if an opponent tries to invade their territory or to compete for a perfect mate. To call a battle mud skipper usually opens its mouth wide and raises its dorsal fins to get into a never-ending combat until one of them rushes back to its mud burrow. Shift in squid's color. You are not hallucinating. That is just squid's skin. As the bubbles grow, more color and pigment are visible, and the color becomes a tiny dot as they compress. The total result might be quite dramatic. Squid fishes have this appealing characteristic of dying with their color. It won't go void by saying that their color dies with them. The time a squid dies, its color-producing cells lose its energy and causes muscles to relax, with the result that its skin exhibits white color, which is used as an index of its freshness in the market. Rescued from fishing line. No matter how surprisingly dangerous sharp teeth a marine has, the unfortunate can still get stuck into the deep fishing line and may be needing human beings for assistance. A dolphin was seen at the beach of Darling River entangled in the fishing line, which is making it impossible for a lonely whale to eat and breathe appropriately. The beachgoers gathered around the struck dolphin and tried to help out by backing out the fishing line with the help of some tools, and helped it to set back into the deep sea. Turtle almost eaten by shark. Off the coast of Albuquerque, Bahamas, two friends were out for some fishing when suddenly they noticed an unusual splash of water. Formerly, they perceived a big marlin actually turned out to be a huge tiger shark trying to crunch on an innocent sea turtle who was struggling to escape from the deadly clinch. As soon as the turtle spotted a boat, he flinged onto the boat, a call for rescue. The innocent turtle tried to get on the boat from the rear vessel as the barbaric shark tried to take a bite. Both of the friends were witnessing the fight, and they decided to take the oppressor's side and rescue the tortoise by bringing it back onto the boat. And now let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. This image was sent to us by a subscriber. Similarly, if you ever wish to know more about an image you come across, just send it to us. Who knows? We might even feature it in one of our videos. Imagine going for a pleasant day at the beach with your family to not only have the day ruined by 1,000 jellyfish being washed up, but to have a man screaming, picking them up and putting them on his head. A man was seen on Peruvian Sea recording a publicity stunt as he tried to pick one of the many washed up jellyfish on the shore and hit it on his back in a playful manner. It looked like the stuntman was unaware of a fish harpoon-like stinging cell in its tiny dart, which could sting a human being and turned out paralyzing its target. Immediately, once he separates the fish out of his body, he started crying in pain. But now there was no use to cry over spilt milk. Century-old fish. Just imagine this creature spends literally hundreds of years just roaming the frigid, pitch-black ocean hundreds of thousands of feet down. An oldie fisherman while fish hunting observed a largest, oldest, and heaviest fish of almost 200 years and of 700 pounds. He stated that throughout his fishing years, he had never seen a fish like this, and it was totally an astonishing vision to behold, which some people call a fish monster. He had to try really hard to pull the giant-bodied fish out of the water. After having a glance, set it back into its habitat. Entangled seal rescued. Nature never changes is an often quoted proverb which can be practically observed here in this clip. A team of Ocean Conservation Namibia found an entangled fish on the beach of Zambezi River. The unidentified fish was wrapped with 45 strands around its body and neck, incapable of moving and breathing. The rescue team uses a Leatherman Raptor scissor to unfasten the fishing strand. For a safer side, one of the team members sat on the fish to not let it move before the rescue. The team managed to control the fish motion to remove the net around it and found a big seal that they rescued. Once the seal escaped, it tried to bite one of its rescuers and jumped back into the water. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.